Hey guys, welcome to another one of my videos. So last time you saw me explain about the shed, the workshop, and the first thing I wanted to do with this is organize stuff in here. I don't want everything to be messy. For this, I bought some racks to store miscellaneous things, small things lying here and there. I also bought few cupboards to store things for the lathe separately and have the special tools stored in a separate drawer. But when it comes to large raw materials like pipes or I-beams or whatever I need to store, the raw stock which are 20 feet long or 6 meters in length, they cannot be stored on racks that are bought because most of them are built lightweight. So I wanted to build a strong rack. The idea here is to use the existing pillars that are present in the building to support the racks rather than freestanding ones. So, in summary, cantilever style rack, three supports in the span of 20 feet, and five rows in total, spanning a total height of 1.5 meter or 6 feet, something like that. Yeah, that's what I had in mind. As you know, floor space is a premium, and since this is a small garage, I wanted to use as much space as possible efficiently. Yeah, so let's get into the build. For this build, we'll be using 75 cross 40 C channels. So this is one of the first racks that I have tack welded in place. This is just a simple design, nothing complicated here. So in total, I needed two 20 feet lengths of this channel to make the three supports. I just cut the channel with chop saw and welded them in using an arc welder. I'm pretty good when it comes to welding thick metal, but when it comes to thin metal, I have a little bit of a skill gap, I would say. I don't get good welds. The biggest challenge I think in arc welding is identifying if it's actual metal that is being welded or is just the flux. So yeah, the welding is done. This is the first mock-up of the frame. As you can see, I have already welded the mounts for the frame on the C channels. So all the lateral loads are taken by the pillars, and the tensile loads are transmitted through the bolts. So essentially, all the loads are taken by the pillar, but there is no side motion that can be allowed between the frame and the pillar. Two of the frames are identical in design as per the mounts, as far as the mounts are concerned. But the third one, I had to improvise a little bit because it is offset from the pillar. I will have to grind these edges as they are a safety hazard. Apart from that, everything looks good. So we'll dismantle it and start doing the painting and the finishing work. So here are the grinded edges. This baby proofing is required because I am clumsy at times and tend to injure myself. So here are the sharp edges, and you already saw the blunt edges. So here we are painting. I cleaned off the parts and gave two coats of primer and another two coats of yellow paint, and it really came out awesome. I think this yellow really pops up and distinguishes itself from the raw material that is being stored on this rack. So I really like this kind of stuff. All right, let's get to assembling everything and loading the racks with the raw materials that I recently purchased. Yay! The racks came out really well. I think this is the cleanest we will ever see them. I would have really loved some lettering on these racks to mention the load capacity and such. Speaking of load capacity, I measured or calculated them to be around 100 kg per arm, I would say. So the way I tested it is I weigh roughly 100 kgs and I stood on a rack and saw if it bent or even slightly budged. So it didn't. So I came out with the figure that it's 100 kg per rack is the safe limit. I'm sure it will handle a lot more, but I'm gonna be with this 100 kg per arm limit. I will be able to have around 1.5 tons of raw material on this stand. That's really a lot of iron. The way I've arranged this rack is I've kept the most heavy materials on the bottom so that I don't have to lift it a lot, and the lightest ones are on the top. With this, I save a lot of floor space and really gives this shop a neat, organized look. I'm really proud and happy about that. A cluttered workspace really drives me nuts, and this small project really helps in avoiding a lot of clutter. Most of the clutter comes from things lying on the floor, and this picks it up and puts it on neatly on a wall. And yeah, so that's it, and I'll see you on the next project. Bye.